Monique Cespedes, and I'm a parent with an exceptional child with disabilities. I live in a small town called Lincolnton, North Carolina, and I'm making this video turning to social media because I need the media's attention and help regarding circumstances that have happened to me recently with the school. And I mean, I have a lot of past experiences too, but I just want to address the current one. On Friday, my son was suspended for using foul language, and it's not necessarily that I'm disputing the suspension, which he was suspended, and that took place today, Monday, and I have no problem with that. The things that I have a problem with is that the teacher is alleging she was going around the class checking homework, and when she came to my son to ask his homework, he acted inappropriately by yelling out to her something along the lines like, "Don't talk about this shit out loud, it's no one's business." Now, when the principal contacted me on Friday to notify me of my son's behavior, I immediately told her that I didn't necessarily believe the facts of the teacher and I thought that something else had occurred. She asserted she did an investigation and, yada, 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 according to the school. And that, of course, wasn't what the teacher was saying, which was that she was checking homework, she went to my son, and that's how he responded to her. And my son, when he got on the phone and explained, his side of the situation to me, he said, "Mom, yes, she was going around checking the homework, but when she came to me and asked me for my homework, I also asked her for my notes." And she said, "What notes?" And she said, "Notes like all the other teachers give me." And she said, "I don't have to give you notes. You're not a little baby." And he said he then kind of leaned in and whispered, "It's in my IEP." And she then loudly apparently said IEP out loud in a manner that my son thought that other kids might have heard it. And he gets embarrassed easily about things like that. So that's when he reacted by screaming or yelling out loud, "Don't talk about that shit in front of everybody. It's no one's business." Since the incident happened, of course, I have contacted the Board of Education, some other references as well, other teachers that I know that teach in schools, and gotten feedback from them, and they agree that there's more to the story than what meets the eye. On Friday, I contacted the Exceptional Children's Department Assistant Director, Monica Grudgens, and she just called me back earlier today, this afternoon, which prompted me to make this video because I'm completely upset about the fact that, like I told her, the school has an agenda, and that's to protect the public interest of the school and the administration and their paychecks. They're not in the best interest of my son. And she said my son was suspended in accordance with the handbook. And I told her it's not necessarily the suspension. I'm concerned about the fact of the matter that the teacher addressed my son's IEP in the class in a manner that caused him to react in such a way. And she said they did an investigation and they spoke to the teacher and other children in the class. And what concerned me was in the initial report that she's saying that, which is in like the notice of rights that I still haven't received yet, but she's alleging the teacher's response in the notice of rights is that the other children were working and they did not hear the events that took place between Gabriel and my son and her. So I told her, well, if the students didn't hear what happened, then how are you so sure that the teacher did not say what my son is alleging she said? And she said because they did their investigation. And we basically went around the runaround and the runaround and the runaround because I told her that I don't believe the teacher. And she said that, this is already been investigated, and I told her the teacher's not going to come out and admit that she said something about his IEP because they're in direct violation of, confidentiality and his ferpa rights about discussing his IEP in the class. And we basically just went around and around and around. But that's what I'm dealing with here. And last year I went to the consultation attorney. It cost me $200 for the hour. And I feel that, according to my other references that we've spoken to, that we have a valid case here for a lawsuit on the grounds of the teacher discussing his IEP in the class. I feel that there are discrepancies in their story and that we can move forward with this. So that's why, I wanted to talk about that and make a So my point is, who's standing up for the kids here? Because the teacher can say ultimately what she wants to say, and the school obviously is going to have the teachers back and back up anything that the teacher says. So putting this out there because I'm hoping that somebody, we get in contact with the right person, and somebody would be willing to represent my son and myself as far as a lawsuit against the school. And we can make a difference in the way that they're handling the disability and issues that the teachers are discussing in the class. And if they don't feel that this is necessarily valid, just last year I also had the school, from what I feel is violate my son's ferpa rights by using a laminated sheet which listed some of his diagnoses, and what they did was laminate it. It had his date, his name, his date of birth and everything, and his diagnoses and his behavioral issues and stuff like that, and coping mechanisms and all sorts of that, and they laminated it and stuck it on his desk. So either way, if somebody can reach out to me, advocates and other personnel that would be interested in a case like this, I have other things that we can discuss too, as well as the school did as far as discrimination and failure to follow IEP and stuff like that. And I can be reached. My email is Cespedes, CESPEDES 49@gmail.com, and my cell phone number is 704-530-2642. Just hoping to reach the right person that would be willing to represent us and put in a lawsuit against the school. Thank you.